Hello and welcome to The Hindu. I'm TCA Sharad Raghavan, and today I'm going to be in discussion with India's Chief Economic Advisor, Mr. V. Anantha Nageswaran, who just authored the Economic Survey 2025-26. And thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, Sharad.
So, sir, first of all, I wanted to congratulate you on a very level-headed and forward-looking document. It outlines a lot of India's strengths and points to some of its weaknesses, or some of the not even weaknesses, but things that could be worked on. And it's some of those that I wanted to discuss with you. The data points to a lot of domestic resilience, economic resilience. But when do you feel that we can start seeing this resilience translate into real acceleration?
Look, it's a good question, but one cannot talk about resilience to acceleration in the current global context. And first of all, what is resilience and what is acceleration is also a matter of personal perspective. If you are able to grow post-COVID when everybody is struggling to grow at 5%, you are growing on an average at 7%, then you are accelerating compared to others. So I don't know, how watertight these compartments are.
Right, I understand. And you've also spoken about the entrepreneurial state, which is a very interesting concept where you're talking about how the bureaucracy needs to approach growth proactively. However, if you speak to any number of businessmen, they'll tell you that one of the biggest roadblocks to growth currently is the low-level official. And so how do you square this circle?
Okay, I understand. Okay, got it. No, look, these are ongoing issues, and if anything, over time, the state is finding ways to alter the incentive structure, change in some cases the discretion, in some cases make it rule bound, etc., so that the inconsistencies of interpretations can be ironed out, etc. The important thing to remember in this is to there are stock variables such as the bureaucracy at the ground level interprets things differently and can be an extraction state. True, some of these things are top down, they will diffuse more slowly, and it's about constantly relooking and examining the design, the incentive structure, the rules versus discretion kind of framework that allows them to interpret it the way they want. So all these aspects have to be ironed out, and I think to some extent it's also partly a function of how the private sector also approaches the bureaucracy.
Right. And yet another issue that you raised was one of quality. And you spoke about how the Prime Minister himself has spoken about India should manufacture high quality goods at relatively lower cost. But we've seen a spate of quality control orders being revoked. So how do you go about improving quality without such orders?
My goodness. You are the first person to say that quality will be established by quality control orders, especially someone from the private sector. Quality is established in the marketplace, and quality is established through competition, not through quality control orders. Quality control orders are necessary in important situations, and many countries are using that also as an instrument of trade, but it is not necessarily the means through which you establish domestic quality. You establish standards, and standards are important. But we also need to have the infrastructure to apply those standards and enforce them. So therefore, and ultimately, any particular policy approach is a decision to be taken on the basis of the net costs and benefits. So quality is established at the marketplace through competition predominantly.
And the survey talks about the fiscal costs of unconditional cash transfers. This is an important point. But at the same time, it is also an undeniable winning political strategy. So how do you see this playing out favorably? And by favorably, I mean favorably for finances.
No, I think it will happen. It's difficult for me to spell out a particular roadmap or a pathway in political economy situations such as this. Yes, it is important from the point of view of winning elections in democracies, but it is not often turned out to be the case that these alone guarantee victories. But that's a different issue, and I don't want to go down there. But ultimately, it's about sustainability. It's about finding ways to balance, as has always been the case, democratic compulsions with growth and development compulsions, and that is the balancing act. And we should make sure that we don't err too much on one side.
Okay, and now I know that you have a lot to do today, so I'll go to my final question. This hasn't got to do with the economic survey itself, but the new GDP data, the new series that's going to come at the end of at the end of February.
That's right.
But the thing is that the budget will be presented on Feb 1st, and it will present a lot of fiscal ratios that are pegged to GDP, which will have to be revised within 1 month. So, I mean, do you feel that this is going to be quite a challenging exercise, or will it change the numbers drastically? And why couldn't the numbers, the new series, have come out earlier?
No, I don't know the answer to the question. We can only deal with the cards as they are dealt to us. I mean, should the new numbers have come out earlier or not is something that some other commentators have also mentioned, and I don't have anything more to add to that. But we have to take the reality as it is. But whether it will lead to bigger changes or not also depends on the extent of adjustment that happens in the GDP data. So I think there's no point in speculating on this. Let's wait for the new data.
Okay, understood. But on that note, thank you so much for your time and congratulations again.
Thank you, Sharad. Thank you. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking. Thank you.